I mean, he literally rips the dude's throat out and then yells Wesley across the river.
Across the pond.
Wesley! He was taking him out. He was just he carries
dropping fools.
He's got his throat in one hand and the body in the other, and we're crossing the river.
Just out there in some sweatpants.
And he's just,
it was wild. It was so
he was
good.
in sweatpants.
It was
right?
So good. I think he was barefoot too.
Didn't he do
he was
like
out
a
there
fucking
kickbox training?
Swan dive into like some hay or some shit too, like an Assassin's Creed
right, off the building.
Yeah, off the building.
Yes.
After like something blew up. Yeah, that movie was fun.
To Sticks and Stones podcast. You are now listening to Sticks and Stones podcast.
Yo, what's good? What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of Sticks and Stones podcast. We are finally at episode
4.5.
4.5. We'll talk about it towards the end of the podcast, but
we'll get there.
we're putting in the overtime for you folks, for everybody, for us too, because we're learning. So
yeah, we're learning, all right.
It's going though.
Yeah. Anything new with you this week? Anything at all?
Not really, man. Just the same old work. Stuff's a little busy right now because it is St. Patrick's Day, so it's been busy leading up to St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day. It won't be St. Patrick's Day when you watch this, but today is St. Patrick's Day.
True story. So, nothing new for me as far as, just work, kicking it, just going to retirement parties, meeting new people. That was pretty cool. First time out in a while.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's about it, man.
Proceed with caution when entering the public and going places.
I'm vaccinated, Doug.
Right on. Well, I'm just saying that for everybody else.
Yeah. For all y'all that have not been vaccinated, then, proceed with caution, wear your mask, do your thing. 6 feet, don't cough, don't sneeze.
Be safe.
Do your thing.
Be safe.
So, I guess we can dive right into the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Time out.
What's up?
Time out.
What's up? Oh, you want to talk about the Skittles? That's right.
Yeah.
So I forgot about this. We did a Skittles.
I'm here so I don't get fined. Skittles episode. I tied that in because Marshawn Lynch, one of my favorite football players, he was a spokesperson for. I don't think he is now anymore.
No,
I doubt it. That
retired.
Was a short-term thing.
He's retired.
Yeah, he's retired.
But back to the video. We recorded a video for the Skittles if they had individual tastes.
This is the apology tour.
Yeah, this is the apology tour right here. You're gonna get it. You're gonna hear it from my my fucking COVID cannon first here. But I am sorry. Every piece of Skittle has a individual taste.
Yes.
If you didn't watch the video, it's up on our Facebook. Follow us. It's up on our IG.
Yep. Follow us.
It is not up on our YouTube, but please subscribe and hit that bell. That'll be a post edit. But yeah, do that shit.
We were getting I was getting mad, just all kinds of shit from like my family, my sister-in-law, because they were the ones that said Skittles taste differently, like individual pieces. And I didn't think they did. You didn't think they did. A whole bunch of people. I just did.
It's been a long time since I had Skittles, but I couldn't remember.
Right.
And every time I ever ate Skittles, I didn't eat them.
You weren't just sitting there eating.
I was like, wow. Even in the video, I state that. But either way, you guys were correct.
Takes some decent big men to apologize and say they were wrong.
Yeah, we were.
Well, I'm not apologizing, but we were wrong.
Sounds like you apologize.
No, I'm not apologizing for shit.
Anyways, I guess he's not apologizing, but I'm telling you, they did have individual taste.
You guys are right.
The green one is by far the most pronounced. It tastes like green apple.
Green apple? Oh, I would assume it would have been like lime.
The yellow ones didn't really have a lime taste to them. They had like a lemon meringue. Lemon meringue.
Meringue.
Anyways, they tasted they weren't prevalent, but they were there.
Right.
But yeah, it was good. It was a good learning experience. So, anyways, we'll move right into the
Right into
good,
it.
the bad, and the ugly.
Yes. The first one's, some good things happen. It's definitely because of one weirdo lady. I mean, maybe she's not weird. I don't know. It's not what I would have been doing in the middle of the night, but I'll let you go ahead with the.
She was in upstate New York. I believe it was Albany, New York. And she hopped up on YouTube after she met Ethel the pig. And I believe Ethel has a mate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the name of it. Lucy and Ethel. I'm sorry. So they're both females.
Yep.
But she went and met Lucy a couple weeks prior to all of this going down.
Like a petting zoo, but for like barnyard animals kind of thing.
Yeah. So the lady saw Lucy and Ethel in person, came home, and she must have been told that they had a YouTube page where she could watch them live.
Mm-hmm.
And like Corbin said, she was being a weirdo, hopped up on YouTube.
In the middle of the night.
Like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And decided to see what Lucy and Ethel were up to.
Trying to cook.
And they were almost cooked. She hops up on YouTube. She notices that in the background, it looks like there's a fire or a.
She said a wood burning stove.
Wood burning stove. She thought at first
because that wouldn't be in a barn, but
yeah.
Anyway, that she saw something on fire. So I mean, what she said, she called the authorities and
she called 911 immediately, and it took her to her local 911. She told her that she needed to be reverted to wherever
the farm is.
Yeah, 60 miles away.
Right.
And she told the police. The police then called that farm, and they then in the video, and we will link it in the description.
Yeah.
But in the video, if Will's doing his job and playing it, you can see that in the video they put the fire out after she called the authorities.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, so basically. So these were two sows. They were both pregnant. So they have this live stream, kind of like Fiona the hippo at the Cincinnati Zoo, right? So they have these cameras set up so you can watch these pigs if they have their little piglets or whatever. If you want to watch that happen, you can watch it. So anyways, there's a heat lamp in the barn, and they had it mounted too low. And one of the pigs, rooting around because that's what they do, they knocked the heat lamp over and it caught a bunch of the straw on fire. Because it's just, real thin material. And anyways, it caught on fire. And, I mean, you can see it in the video. The whole wall of that pen where the one pig is at is on fire. Right. With all the straw and whatnot and all the bedding and wood chips.
So she saved the bacon.
She said, it was about to be a big old hog roast up in there. I mean, I'm not going to I'm not like a language arts, like, specialist or anything. Like, I'm not, but I wasn't going to pick apart this article because it did have the biggest takeaway was she saved a whole bunch of animals by calling this in, because who knows if anybody would have woke up before the whole barn was on fire and all the animals would have more than likely been dead and the whole the whole structure would have been trash.
Right.
So bless, I don't know what her name was. What was her name?
What was her name? Scroll up, please.
Bless this lady.
Palladino. Was it Laura Palladino?
Palladino.
Yeah, Palladino. Let's not go there, dog. I talk about cancel culture.
Right.
Oof. She wouldn't have made it. But no, she saved the day for the pigs, and they are expecting their first litter.
Yep.
Very soon. So.
Yep.
A good ending to
it was a good ending. I feel she was
again, Corbin,
it was fortunate that this
barn.
Lady was up in the middle of the night, just couldn't sleep, so she figured she'd watch these pigs. So.
Yeah, she was the only one watching. So
right.
Can we scroll back
now? This fine gentleman here, which this story was actually kind of more funny than anything to me, but and the mug shot is everything. But so, criminal goes to a dealership, picks up a loaner car, and then goes to a bank that's in the same area, robs the bank, goes back to that car dealership to buy uh, a car. So it was a BMW dealership, and yeah, I mean, so obviously he was caught and everything else like that. But probably my favorite part about this article was the note that he slid the bank teller.
The note. Can we go? Was it?
Yeah, you gotta scroll back
scroll
up, I
back
think.
up, please.
Right there.
Yeah. So he basically arrived, and he placed a fast food restaurant bag on the counter.
Hardy's bag.
Yeah, it's probably Hardee's. That's I ain't had
Rallies.
Hardee's in a grip. Some Checkers, man.
You're
They're in
missing
Texas. It's Checkers.
Nothing.
It's Checkers.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Same restaurant, different name. But
yep. Some people will fight you and tell you no, but it is. And they're morons. And I don't give a shit. I'm not apologizing next week. But he wrote on the note, "This is a fucking robbery. Play with me and die. I want $10,000 in 50s and $100 bills. Now you got 1 minute or I'm going to kill you all." I mean, if they could get that bag filled with 10 grand in 1 minute, that'd be dope. But
tells the bank staff, "I ain't playing around. I want 50s and 100s." But it's just, I mean, here's the thing. So this guy's probably a career criminal. He wasn't long out of jail actually, for some other type of crime. I assume it was probably nonviolent, but a lot of the times what happens is when people spend the majority of their adult life in jail, they have a hard time living on the outside. And if I had to guess, he feels like his life would have been easier on the inside. You know, warm place to stay when it's cold, cool place to stay when it's hot.
Yeah.
4 meals.
It says in the article, the prosecution team said Mr. Watson began waving the cash that he had legally obtained in the bank robbery at the employees at the car dealership. And how they tracked him is that the 20s that they gave him were serially matched.
Yep.
And the rest was history because after he gave him the $5 grand for the down payment, I think they tracked him back and then got him a hold of him.
Yeah, no, I think he had already started with the paperwork or whatever at the dealership, and the police rolled up there at the dealership while he was still there, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. What a fucking moron.
Nobody was hurt. It wasn't a real gun. It was a pellet gun.
Right.
So, again, probably not the most violent of people. He doesn't look violent. That doesn't mean anything, but the mugshot's hilarious.
Would you give him a 5-star rating on what's the movie, Gridiron?
Oh, no. He'd probably get
like 1.5 stars.
Yeah, 1.5 stars for sure.
About as maniacal as a box of kittens.
I don't think this dude's out to hurt anybody as much as he just wants a place to stay because he probably didn't have a home.
He looked like he had a surf suit on.
Yeah,
and his
one of them wet suits on.
Yeah,
he looked a little wild, but still, it was kind of funny.
So we're already in the bad. We're gonna keep rolling the bad.
This one.
Police say a Pennsylvania mom made a deep fake video. And for you that do not know what deep fake is, it's basically if you've ever got on Snapchat or Instagram, they have the filters where you can take a photo of someone else's face and paste it on your face. And then it looks like, let's say, Barack Obama is on your face and you just start talking and it's Barack Obama talking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she did that with some teen cheerleaders in her daughter's squad. And what she did with those was that she made videos of the girls to be naked.
Mm-hmm. Like naked, smoking, drinking, partying, and whatnot. Basically, get them in trouble.
Right. And this wasn't an ordinary high school squad. This was like one
of the competitive
AAU basketball teams.
Right. Squads. Competitive, all they do is cheer kind of thing. I'm sure you guys know what we're talking about. The Victory Vipers is the name of the team. But yeah, so, I mean, So she sent this to. She actually sent the mom sent this to the other cheerleaders, and I want to say
She
like
wrote a note or
yeah, she
something.
like with like threatening
Instructing-
texts and
yeah.
stuff.
Along with harassing text instructing them to kill themselves.
She is a bad person.
Another "I love you now, die"
kind
type,
of
type
right.
thing.
I mean, I assume like I assume this was in attempts to like get the. I mean, obviously, it was in attempts to get them kicked off the squad or whatever for like drinking and partying and as minors and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I don't know, man. It's tough. I mean, first off, you have to be sick in the head to think that something like this is okay to get, like that you could get away with something like this, but that it's okay to do either way. Like, even if you were to get away with it, it's still not okay.
She actually had to have searched for video of girls butt naked.
Oh, yeah.
So that she could
Like,
paste a deepfake video. But basically, they tracked her down by IP addresses and basically discovered that the videos all came from her email. And,
Yeah.
that's what we call a rap.
Right. Well, and like there's a part towards the end that says George Rattel said he told his own daughter to avoid hanging out with Spoon's daughter, which we now believe may have enraged her or frustrated the mom for some reason, which kind of led to some of this. But at the same time, it's like,
Right.
Why wouldn't that guy want his kids hanging out with your kids?
Right.
Are they acting like you?
I mean, I saw a photo of her.
Is the apple not falling far from the tree?
Probably not. Anyways,
I mean,
it's all
listen.
it's all bullshit. Like, why would you try to basically shit on somebody else's kid?
I'd have a hard time keeping my composure if somebody did like something like this to my kids.
Well, it's just like the article I read about the teacher in Little Rock, Arkansas, where she made a student that was like, I mean, probably no older than 7,
right,
scoop out shit out of a toilet. I don't know the specifics as to why, and I don't think she even knew why. And I think she even apologized and said that what she made the student do was wrong.
I feel like it probably had a little something to do with hatred.
Yeah.
Because the little boy just happened to be black. She just happened to be white.
Yep.
And for what, I mean, I could be jumping the gun here, but I feel like I'm probably not. But for what reason in the world would you have to make anybody scoop poop out of a toilet with their hands, let alone a kid, like a 5 or 6 year old kid?
Keep that same energy when my wife gets down there. That's what
when
I
get down there. You're right. Make sure you're there when I get there.
Keep that same energy. I'm gonna make you scoop that shit.
Yo.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a good day.
Yeah, that was
for anybody at the school.
Pretty fucked.
It was pretty terrible.
That's what I've read. And we will get straight to the
war's
ugly.
not over in Arkansas, man.
No.
Arkansas, if you will.
Yeah, that's illegal there. Can't say that.
Can't say Arkansas?
No, it's illegal.
Too fucking bad.
Swear to God, dude. It's a fucking
deal with
law, dude. It's a law. Anyways, in Indiana, we have a man that allegedly killed
Indiana
4 members of his ex-girlfriend's family over stimulus checks.
This one's crazy though, because I mean, it's like, again, we're dealing with a crazy person. How do you rationalize that? You know what I mean?
I mean, you don't rationalize.
Right.
Crazy,
That's
dude.
what I'm saying. Like, but in their head, they think that it's okay to do. So, all the people that were killed, scroll down, Wig. We had a child and then 3 adults. The child was, the young lady that lived there. It was her ex-boyfriend, and they had a kid together that was able to get out of the house during all this. So that child's still alive, but she had also had another child with somebody else who was shot, 7 years old, I think, was shot. Yeah. 7-year-old daughter, Eve, her brother, who was 23, Daquan Moore, shot. Her mother, 44, Tamika Brown, shot. And then her cousin, 35 years old, Anthony Johnson, he was also shot. So 4 people shot dead over stimulus check money. So a few $100s or $1,000 or whatever.
Income tax, probably as well. They said that the man Halfacre had a history of violence against his sisters who were afraid of him, and then the mother, or not the mother, but Lorenzo Moore also placed the blame on the criminal justice system.
Right.
Because I guess Halfacre was convicted in 2017 of shooting another man and was let out on release.
Yeah, released early.
For like pleading to a lesser charge.
Which, again, we talked about this a couple episodes ago. I mean,
True.
They missed one there because that's, same thing as the dude that cut his neighbor's heart out. I mean, why wasn't this guy still in jail?
Right. Yeah.
Even then, say he served his whole whatever.
Yeah.
Still, like, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. That's a I don't know. That's definitely an ugly article. That's
rough.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about it. It's hard to wrap your head around something that bad. Somebody that would do something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's not as bad as the guy in Oklahoma, but it is pretty bad.
That's right.
We're not trying to comp,
Right, exactly. Yeah, we're not making a competition out of this or anything like that. Yeah. And we're not trying to like bring the vibe down. It just happened to be probably one of the worst articles.
It stood out the week.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say so.
The Arkansas one was pretty bad.
Yeah,
but
that one. Yeah,
that one's the ugliest.
Sure ugly, but yeah, this one, no bueno.
So,
more Spanish for you. No bueno.
Q&A from actual fans. You want to jump into that?
He looks like a fan. Yeah, I'm sure. I would love to.
Let's jump into the Q&A for the week because he's given us some content.
All right.
As far as questions, I believe he has 3 of them.
He's given us content. We're gonna give him some beard tips.
All right, so let's go ahead and play this for.
Yo, what's up, my guy? Just got done listening to your podcast. It was dope. Had a lot of good laughs, man. But I gotta ask you some questions, bro. Gotta ask you some questions.
Hold up, I got a question for him. Pause this. Is the wind blowing in that room? Is there an air conditioner on?
Why is there beard on one side of his face but not?
Did he just wake up?
It looks like he took a guard on some clippers and just faded one side and left the other side nice and
he was
straggly.
Watching our podcast and he was fading one side and he was like, you know what, I got some questions, and he just
how come it doesn't grow up past his cheeks or connect to his mustache?
Some people just aren't blessed.
That's that's like born to be Amish.
He's born to be.
Yeah,
he was literally born to be Amish.
I mean, he looks Amish.
He's got a little Amish look to him. I mean, he needs some help. Hymns.
Some forhims.com.
Some Rogaine.
Some Rogaine. Yeah.
What's the one thing?
Rogaine's for coloring, isn't it?
Nah,
if you're like going gray or something like that, I don't know.
Either way.
Right. Either way.
Gel, no one can tell.
Just be natural. Yeah. Just why?
The beard is weird.
That is one thing I've always wondered about people. Like, I get it.
Why rock a bad
you do whatever you want.
Stash or beard?
No. Like, why? If you're getting older and you got some gray hairs or whatever, stuff like that, why go through all that trouble to dye your beard?
I mean, I get why you would want to dye it. I mean, it's youthful looking.
It looks ridiculous.
Now, it looks like Etch-a-Sketch metallic shards.
It looks crazy.
It looks like somebody, like, who was it? The one, Dan Bilzerian.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely fucking dyeing his shit.
Without a doubt.
Because that shit's super deep black.
Yeah.
And it looks like straight up Etch-a-Sketch. And he just put it on his face.
I don't get it, man. You just be yourself.
Yeah. If it goes gray, fuck it.
Right. You can't fight it. It's going to happen.
If it can't
regardless.
connect, rock it.
Yeah, if it can't. Or maybe just like, I don't know, do something. Do something.
No, it's pretty bad, man. I mean, he's trying. He's trying. Right. It's definitely the Amish look. I ain't rocking it.
As a bearded man, I appreciate the attempt.
Yeah. Anyways, let's roll that big, beautiful fucking bearded footage.
First one, right? Would you rather have 300 Dothraki horn, whatever it is, at your back, obviously minus the fucking dragons, or would you rather have the 300 men from the movie 300?
Okay. Where are you rocking?
I'm for sure gonna go with the Spartans, the 300, the infamous story of King Leonidas and 300 Spartans, without a doubt.
This is Sparta, dog.
Right,
I'm
that
rocking with you.
because here's my thing.
All right.
I've watched all the Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I've seen all of it. It's it's good,
Okay.
but when you watch 300, like your blood starts to heat up.
You go from 6 to midnight.
You start to you want to be bodied up out there, sorting people in half. I mean,
You go from dough to loaf.
dough to
Dope.
loaf. That's right, from dough to loaf,
Dough to loaf.
and
dog.
it's just, I don't understand how anybody couldn't pick 300. The Spartans
Right. King Leonidas.
kicking people into holes. I
Yeah,
mean,
that dude's still falling. Well, we don't know where he went, but he fell.
eternal, man.
Damnation. Yeah. Something
He,
like that. But yeah, no, I'm rocking with you. 300. Fuck those Dothraki Thorin
Yeah,
Game of Thrones
I just-
motherfuckers.
They just seem like a bunch of wild dudes on horses. That didn't really. But yeah, I don't
Wild
know.
dude on a horse.
I mean, I don't know. It just, again, I like 300, or I like Game of Thrones. I know you're not a big fan.
Nah, I hated the. I'm anything medieval is fucking trash. Yeah, we had the discussion.
It's debatable.
It's not medieval bullshit. They're wearing chainmail. It's medieval. It's chainmail makes it medieval.
Right,
There's dragons. There's
but
fucking.
you've seen some of it.
I've watched the first season and I've watched the last season. So yeah, that's counterintuitive and it's stupid. But I'll tell you why I watched the first season. First
Mhm.
season was because everybody was freaking out, saying, "Man, you gotta fucking watch the show. You gotta watch it, bro. You gotta watch it, dude. My guy, bro, watch the show." And I'm
My
like,
God,
okay,
bro.
I'll watch the show. I watched it. It starts out really slow,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. Whatever, I get it. It's a show that's building characters. Then people start dying left and right,
Right.
and I'm like, what? Like I don't know. Like I'm getting attached to this character, and now he's dead.
Which I feel is part of what I think that's part of what makes it good, though.
Yes, I mean I get the draw for that.
Right.
So I was down a Little Rock, like I said, and I got told that, hey, watch the show. So I'm watching it. It's slow, blah blah blah. I stopped. It was not for me. I knew it wasn't for me. The girlfriend at the time, she watched it, and she was like in season 3 or 4, and we got to the Red Wedding because I watched it. I sat down coming home from the gym one day, watched this episode, and everyone literally is fucking just Red Wedding dead.
Massacre.
And I'm
that
like,
was
well,
an
what the
ugly
fuck?
episode.
Yeah, I was like, well, what the fuck? Everybody's dying and shit. Like, how?
Gotta shake things up.
Yeah, I guess let's bring in the next fucking season of characters. To me, it just didn't make any sense.
Right.
But whatever, to each their own. If you like the show, cool. And then I was out of the military. Will wanted to watch the last season because he was a huge Game of Thrones fan,
Yep.
and I wanted to watch the ship sink into the fucking ocean. Because there was a lot of hype coming into it. They said it was only 8 episodes, and the last episode was like 2 hours. So there was a lot of money spent, and I wanted to see how it ended. Because at this point, fuck it, I'm already like my best friends have invested in it at the time. So hey, I'm gonna watch it with them.
I feel like it could have ended better. I will give you that.
It was
I
a
will
shit
say that.
show
It could have ended better.
and a fuck factory.
Yeah, it was wild for sure, but it could have ended better.
Oh, I mean, I didn't even watch this show, but what I watched in the last season, it just seemed like they could have ended it at the Ice King, and they were like, haha, just kidding. This whole entire buildup was just for the Ice King to die really quick, and now we got 2 episodes left, and oh shit, we don't know what
that's
to do for
true.
the next 2 episodes,
Right.
and it was a fucking shit show.
Right.
Either
Yeah,
way,
I'll give you that.
it's not my cup of tea. I'm rocking with 300.
But
King
you
Leonidas.
have to to really understand it. You have to
Yeah, I get
watch
it.
all of it.
I
Because
get
I
it.
mean,
Yeah,
let me ask you this:
who
would
skips-
you pick up a book and read the first chapter and then the last chapter,
I would read the synopsis.
which is not the same?
Is the back. It's the synopsis of the book of what it's about. Now I get it, obviously, but I caught episodes here and there because obviously, like I said, my girlfriend watched it. It just wasn't for me. I don't
feel
like the
that.
characters.
I got you. I feel that.
Yeah.
I can.
I
Yeah.
fucked it all up. Whatever, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Moral of the story is we're both choosing Leonidas in the 300.
Oh yeah, I'm rocking
Easily.
with
Easily.
the Spartans for forever. All right, next.
Next question from
I don't
my
know,
man
bro.
here.
I don't know. Second,
Gang.
John Wick or John Rambo? One hand, John Wick is a fucking tactical master that killed the whole Russian mob because somebody killed his dog. Like, I wouldn't fuck with him. Then John Rambo, he defeated the fucking Viet Cong like 4 fucking times.
4 times.
It's
true, he did.
I don't know. Either way, both fucked.
All right. So
So for me, I feel like it's an easy decision.
now this is if you're picking as a bodyguard or you're fighting him.
Are we supposed to be choosing like if we're to fight them?
Yeah, I guess. It could be either or. What do you want to do?
Shit. I mean, if I had to choose, I'd say I'd fight Brambo.
Brambo?
Yeah, Brambo. I'm gonna fight Brambo instead of
Mix of Bambi
Wick.
and Rambo.
Right. No, I have to say that John Wick is better. I mean,
John Wick is the guy that I would want.
the superior fighter.
Yeah. I mean, the movies were fucking awesome.
He's got a whole knowledge and matrix going
That's true.
on.
He was
trained
Neo,
by Morpheus.
The one.
Yes.
Red pill, blue pill.
So I know I'd have to say if I had to fight somebody, it would be Rambo over John Wick.
I know Kung Fu.
Right.
Yeah. You know, I mean, the guy wakes up and he knows the entire fucking catalog of Kung Fu.
What can you do?
Yeah. That's I would go John Wick. He was fucking throwing ninja stars and hitting people in the face with like forks and spoons.
Now, there was Rambo ripped the dude's throat out of his neck.
Yeah, so did Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse.
Yeah. So if you had to fight, hey,
Okay.
if you had to,
What are we doing here? Where are we going?
we're gonna add another name into this. So
Peace
know,
Ways has
Roadhouse
entered the building.
is a classic.
Peace Ways has entered the chat.
Where would he fall in this mix?
Just for Roadhouse?
Oh yeah.
I'm still taking John Wick. He had 3 movies where he just beat everybody's ass.
Okay, we'll say P.
Uh,
Swayze and Rambo.
I mean, Dalton was a pretty fucking.
Dalton.
He was a
the
badass.
cooler.
The cooler, and then he had a badass friend in Sam Elliott.
Another cool. His mentor.
2 coolers just beating your ass. If I had to choose, I'm going Dalton, man. I wasn't. See, I like First Blood, Rambo,
Mm-hmm.
and like that was it.
Right.
Like,
Everything
I mean,
after that was.
It
Not
was
great.
okay, but it was just over the top. Each
Mhm.
one got more and more over the top. They never made a second Roadhouse. There was only one Dalton.
Wait, I thought they did.
It wasn't Peace Ways.
No, it wasn't Patrick Swayze. I thought there was another one though, but it's
And
not
may
worth.
have- Man, yeah,
Yeah,
we're
it
not
was
counting it.
mentioning,
They ain't got
yeah.
Peace Ways in it. They don't
No.
count. I mean, he literally rips the dude's throat out and then yells Wesley across the river.
Across the pond.
Wesley! He was taking him out. He was just and he carries
dropping fools.
He's got his throat in one hand and the body in the other, and we're crossing the river.
just out there in some sweatpants.
And he's just, he's
wild. It was.
Oh,
So
he was
good.
in sweatpants,
It's
right.
so good. I think he was barefoot too.
Didn't he do
was
like
out
a
there
fucking
kickbox training
swan dive into like some hay or some shit too, like an Assassin's Creed?
Right, off the building.
Yeah,
Yes.
off the building.
Yes. he
After like
did.
something blew up. Yeah, that movie was fucking awesome. TNT every
Now you-
Saturday or
now
Sunday
you-
night,
yep.
dude.
Now you have to go back and watch it.
Oh,
I believe I have it on Blu-ray.
it's on Netflix, I think,
Mm-hmm.
or it's on one of the streaming.
It's out there.
But yeah, I'm taking Peace Ways.
There
If I had to
you go.
choose out of Rambo or Peace Ways,
There
Dalton,
you go.
it's Peace Ways.
Yep.
But if we had to take all of them, I'm taking John Wick.
I caught mad heat from my brothers for liking that movie.
What movie?
Fucking
Roadhouse?
Roadhouse, man.
Bro, There's nothing wrong with Roadhouse.
Tell me about it. Tell
There's
them.
Hey, if Solo and fucking your bro, big bro, don't want to fucking watch Roadhouse,
I guess it just wasn't their thing.
No,
Solomon
now
more
don't.
so than Tor. It definitely wasn't Tor's thing.
It's cheesy. I mean, it's an 80s cheesy comical
For
movie
sure.
with some good action.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's that down home white boy dumb shit.
He,
You know, we're gonna go out and get hammered down at the Double Deuce.
he was just there to clean up the town, man.
Yeah.
And
Seen
got
they
it to
like
him.
it. And they even call, hey, shout out. They give Dayton a shout out in the movie.
They did.
They did. He said, this is worse than Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forget the name of the band in it, but the blind dude, he was actually blind in real life.
Yep.
He wasn't just playing blind.
Yep.
He was blind. But yeah, he says this place is worse than the place in Dayton. So yeah. Anyways, I'm taking Dalton unless I gotta, pick John Wick. I'm going John Wick.
Nice. I like that. I can dig that.
All right, let's move
What's
on.
on? I'm trying to think of who he
Third
looks
one.
like. It's killing me.
If you had an elephant, you couldn't buy it, or you couldn't sell it. What would you do with it?
Just,
Right.
I can't wait to get more
Hold
stuff
up.
from him,
Oh.
dude.
Those are my questions, bro. Expect to hear in the next podcast. Love you, dog.
Fix
Peace.
your
Oh,
fucking
we
shit,
love
dog.
you, dog.
Yeah, thank you though, for real. Thank you for sending in a question, for real. Let's give the man a round of applause.
Comb that
he's the
beard
first
next
of
time,
many.
dog.
He's the first of many. But if you're gonna come up in here, man, just know you're gonna go on YouTube.
Get that beard right.
Hey, do what you need to do to get up on the show. And if you come on here all
We
fucking
appreciate
woke up
we
like
appreciate
looking and
it.
shit, hey man, whatever. Anyways, I think he meant to say is if you couldn't sell it or
Right.
you couldn't give it away, what would you do with
Right.
the
A
elephant?
full-grown elephant, I would make it make money. I'd be paying people for like guest appearances, birthday parties,
Okay.
for bougie people. Pet the elephant, ride on the elephant, feed the elephant peanuts.
Okay.
We're gonna make it. It's gonna be a famous elephant. Guest appearances. I
That's
mean, what
fair.
else are you supposed to do with it?
I'm gonna Uber it out. I'm gonna Uber that bitch out, dude.
So
You want
instead
an
of
ele-
like horse and carriage rides through downtown,
oh, we're just
after a nice
fucking
fancy
stomping
dinner,
through like
I mean, I feel like that'd be way more fun.
oh hell yeah, and it's just shitting everywhere and
Just piles the size of Priuses of poop out there in the street. Just
what was that? It's just elephant shit.
just everywhere.
It's not a speed bump. They hit a fucking elephant shit.
You would definitely need like a plow truck to clean it up.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'd Uber it out.
I
Make
like
people
that idea. Take
come,
it.
come up and be like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna rent this elephant. And I'm gonna stroll down to the boulevard."
The boulevard. I mean, when you first sent me this, and I'm like reading over this dude's questions and stuff like that, I'm like, well, shit, I'd probably just eat it. And then I'm like, wait a second, can you eat elephant? I mean, I'm sure you could, but I don't know that
It'd
it
be
would
coarse.
taste good.
It'd probably be like hard meat.
Yeah,
like,
because I don't know if it'd be
very
good.
just
I immediately was like,
stout.
I don't think I don't know that I would do that. Like unless I had to, but
yeah.
it's not like you know what I mean. It's not like eating a cow or a pig or a chicken. I don't think it'd be any good.
No,
I don't want to find out.
no.
It's
I don't think I would want to know what it tasted like. I'm good. I'll pass.
no. I mean, because I like trying different stuff, and like, I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't try it. Like if I was in some exotic setting and they were like, "Oh, this is elephant," like, all right, let's see what it do. I mean, let's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dog.
How'd you cook it? Dope. Let's see what it tastes
That's
like.
how we
but-
got in the predicament we're in now.
you know
You know what I'm saying, dog? Somebody decided to eat some
Bat soup.
maybe I'm leaning towards more of the
Bat
anteater.
buffalo wings.
What is the thing called? What's
Hmm.
pangolin?
The pangolin.
Yeah,
Nah, man, they've been eating that shit at wet markets for centuries.
Bro, have
Ain't
you
nobody
seen a
just now
pangolin, though?
getting sick from
I think
it.
what happened was a bat shit. The pangolin ate it. The bat had some crazy shit, and then it mixed with the pangolin, and then
and then
the dude
created
ate
a flu
it.
virus.
Oh yeah,
no, man.
Haven't you seen fucking What is the name of that
Bruh,
movie?
Those people have been surviving off of that type
Nah,
of shit
dog.
for
Nah, dog.
centuries
Nah,
and
dog.
worse conditions.
The movie.
Worse conditions.
Wait, are we talking? Hang on. Let's talk about the movie. What is that name of that movie with Matt Damon in it?
Matt Damon. Born Identity?
No.
Jason Bourne?
No.
The Bourne
It's
Supremacy.
about the virus that goes through, like and kills everybody. I mean, look at that.
Is it that weirdo movie where he's like an alien or something?
Nah, man.
Or an astronaut?
Nah. Look this up, Will. What's the name of the movie? This dude's looking up some crazy
What
Venn
are you doing?
diagram. So
Wigs on a full
he's got it on. So he's got the Venn diagram about how this all could possibly
Venn diagram. Golly.
how it could all just be transmitted.
This is
SARS-CoV-2 is
Conspiracy
an
theory
intermediate
farm.
host, and the intermediate host could have been a pig, a pangolin, or whatever that is. I don't know what that is. That's a camel.
Yep.
Fuck, man. Bat feces. We got SARS, which comes from a bat, and then it has to go through another animal to create.
But
Man, we're fucked.
no.
Stop eating bats. Stop eating other shit.
That's what they survive off
Nah,
of
dude,
over there.
that's it. We gotta blow that shit up. Stop it.
Just now all of a sudden everybody's getting sick and our healthcare system's better than it's ever
You
been.
telling me that thing ain't got something in it? That
I'm sure it
pangolin.
does, but those people have been eating that food for forever. Could you go over there and eat that right now? No. Could they? Yes, because that's what they've been eating for
No,
hundreds of years.
I don't believe
You'd
that.
be sick as fuck.
I don't believe it. I don't believe
That's
it.
the same thing if you think about it. So if you travel to a South American country, I got sick for the last couple of days that I was in Punta Cana. Or not last couple of days, the last day. The day we were leaving, I ended up getting sick, and it was just from eating the food there. That was prepared at the hotel, at the resort.
What food you eat?
The food that they prepared
Did you
there.
have a
That's the
pangolin,
only
dog?
choice that's the only
Did
choice
you have
got.
a pangolin?
You can't leave the resort. You can't go nowhere. You're stuck there. You eat the food that they have there.
Did you have dolphin?
No, I had what their version of what steak is, their version of what eggs,
you had some
like
mad cow.
everything. That's what I'm saying. But like they're used to eating
Right. I get what you're saying.
that. So same scenario.
Yeah,
So
I get what
no,
you're saying.
our current situation, I personally do not believe is from some animal that nobody's ever heard of, or bat soup. What did we talk about? Cold soup last week. Could you imagine cold bat soup?
Dude, disgusting. That's fucking gross. Anyways, we're gonna move.
Would
right
you
into-
rather
Yeah.
elephant or cold bat soup?
Now I got some good would you rather's for next week. We're gonna hold off on those. We're gonna move into some.
That question's
NFL.
gonna be on the IG.
Oh yeah. Well,
Grilled elephant or cold bat
okay,
soup?
that's fine. Yeah, we could do that. We can definitely do that. I'm sure they'll love that.
Yeah.
We'll move into some NFL free agency and some other sports talk.
They're gonna read them questions like, "What the
The
fuck?"
fuck is wrong with these dudes? All right, so the AFC East, we're gonna do this pretty much division by division, and we'll do a little synopsis of who we think might win the division.
Mm-hmm. It's about to get real NFL up in here.
Yeah, because it's a new league year. Obviously, started today, which will be on Friday, 2 days into the new year.
Yeah.
Either way, AFC East, we've got the Buffalo Bills, who pretty much signed Emmanuel Sanders to a 1-year deal. Kind of the specifics aren't out there, but he is signed. They've kind of re-signed a bunch of other players that they already had.
Yeah.
Really good last year. Added on a little firepower with Emmanuel Sanders. Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, he's what we call a journeyman in the NFL. I mean, he's been on a ton of different teams. He's not a terrible receiver, but he's not going to be your premier number one receiver. You're going to get a couple of good plays out of him a game. He's going to be, he'll be on the field probably 3/4 of the game, but he's not going to get a ton of action.
Right.
So,
why? Yeah,
a good solid veteran.
Right. And they already have Diggs.
Right. Which, I mean,
they got Cole Beasley, the rap artist.
A few people that may or may not be watching this know what I can do with Cole Beasley and Allen. I fired off in a league that was just disgusting. They rolled the red carpet out for me, but
anyway,
what can you do, boys?
The Dolphins signed Jacoby Brissett to a $5 million deal, $7 million in total, if in incentives. Malcolm Brown from the
Jacoby
Rams
Brissett.
has actually signed with the Dolphins. Kind of interesting. I don't know. I mean, Malcolm really never broke out with my Rams, but you never know.
I mean, I'd add the Dolphins into that same category that I talked about a couple weeks ago about like teams that I just don't find interesting to watch. I don't know what it is about them, but I mean, they just seem to always have an all right season.
The new coach he's pretty decent. It's just they've let a lot of talent go on the defensive side,
Right.
and I don't know if they're gonna give you the same season because Tua is now under the helm.
No. Yeah.
He doesn't have a veteran presence behind him. Maybe Jacoby Brissett, but
but I mean,
is he Fitzpatrick?
could you
No.
call him a veteran? I mean, he's been in the league for years, but could you call him like with veteran experience because he only started for that one season with the Colts?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I mean,
and he got some start time with the Pats.
right, but
I mean, he's got a lot of knowledge. He's been with
that's
some
true.
Good coaches.
He's worked with a lot. He's worked with a lot of people, so that's true too.
We're gonna move right into
The team,
the
boy,
team that pretty much signed every fucking buddy.
they had
Bill Belly ain't playing
Bleacher
around.
Report, ESPN app, any sports app that you may have on your phone was lighting up with the Patriots nonsense.
Yeah,
I mean, they went wild.
They pretty much signed the top two tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
They got Trent Brown from the Raiders, which is a great trade. They've gotten scroll down a little bit.
Now, I didn't know Nelson Aguilar got that kind of contract. I mean,
Let me go
Nelson
back up. Go back up real
Aguilar's decent, but 26 for 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys are getting voidable contracts. So
True.
like 1 year, and then the rest is voidable.
Right, that's true. Because there's a lot of you'll see these big numbers, and I don't ever. And that's one of the things that I try to pay more attention to because I usually don't. I just see these numbers. I'm just like, what?
Yeah,
You paid
And
him
that's-
what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what draws in a lot of the guys because I think they have a chance of getting it. But the
True.
reason why I'm not too big on the receiver pickups is because they signed Hunter Henry from the Chargers.
had
He's really good.
Well, but I mean, he had a breakout quarterback too with the Chargers, Herbert or whatever,
Yeah.
Sherbert.
Herbert.
Yeah,
Herbert.
that rookie killed it.
Yeah, he killed it last year. And then they signed, which I believe a lot of people don't know how good he is, but they signed Jonnu Smith from the Tennessee Titans.
He's a worker.
He's a 4-year, $50 million deal.
With one
Includes 31
hell
up
of
front.
a contract for a tight end.
It is the highest paid pass catcher in a Bill Belichick era.
Oh yeah,
Higher than Randy Moss.
A lot of his steam came at the beginning of the season because he didn't have a huge name before this past season. I mean, he was good, obviously, but I mean,
I don't think he started
no,
previous seasons.
no, and I mean, as soon as you hit week 1, he was killing it. I mean, a little slower towards the end of the season, like you said. They they had to do a little bit more on the ground with Derrick Henry, but Jonnu Smith is a monster of a tight end.
Right.
I mean, he's big. He's physical. He's good.
Yeah. They also got, I mean, Kyle Van Noy, Justin Bethel, Jalen Mills. I mean,
Van Noy's good, but
he's older, but he's a good veteran, and that's what they love over there.
True.
Jalen Mills
they've always
gives them
been a pretty
even more
heavy defense.
fucking play in the safety. I mean, they already have Patrick Chung coming back. They got
which
Hightower coming back.
that'll be interesting to see because I forgot a lot about that last year. Because once you get into the season, you're only paying attention to the people that are playing, but there's a good amount of people that opted out last year.
Yes,
because of the virus. So
Yeah.
I mean,
it's interesting. I believe that we got one more team. We have the Jets, and they pretty much signed
Jets.
Corey Davis.
Jets.
And really, Carl Lawson got a decent deal, but really nothing major. I mean,
They're
Corey
still gonna
Davis
be
is a
dog
good
shit.
2. He's a great 2. I don't know if he's a 1.
They're gonna have to pick. They're not gonna get Trevor Lawrence, but they're gonna have to get a quarterback
I'm not
because they still. What's his name still there, right?
Darnold.
Yeah, Darnold.
I'm not saying Darnold's shit. He's 23, man. He's been there for forever, it feels like.
It does.
But he is only 23.
Yeah, but that's true. But I
He's
don't.
23, dude.
I don't know that he's the answer.
He's been with what?
He was the full starter last year, though, right?
Yes.
That's
He's
what-
been
yeah.
with Adam Gase.
I mean,
who
I know he
made-
didn't have a lot of talent around him last year. Same thing. He had a major issues. The Jets coaching situation last year was probably one of the worst for a while in the NFL.
Oh, you mean Adam Gase?
Yeah.
You do know. Have you seen the videos of Adam Gase when he first got hired on there? Pull that up, Will. Hired on Adam Gase press conference for the Jets.
Oh, boys.
Press
I
conference
know the
for
one
Adam
dude.
Gase.
The defensive coordinator that came from the Browns? I'm not a
You're
big
talking
fan of
about
that
the
dude
former Saints and Rams
Yeah.
defensive coordinator? Yeah, fuck that guy.
That
He's
dude's
trash.
off the chain. I mean, he's an old school,
Just go to
neck breaking
YouTube, man.
type of dude, but
No,
I mean,
he's
the Jets just were awful last year. I mean, they haven't been great for a couple years, but I suffice to say that if they whatever moves they make, it still may not look great next year.
yeah. I mean, the new coach in Robert Salah, he's pretty good. He's going to be a
I don't
defensive.
know a whole lot about that dude.
He's a very defensive minded guy. He built the 49ers defense
Oh,
with Buckner, Bosa, all those guys.
this dude.
So look at this fucking clown here. Hold up, go back. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, boys.
And I hope you're playing it.
How to get the best
The
tool for
boys.
creating stunning videos?
This is,
Go to motionary.com and get
that's not what we want.
That's all right. We'll get there.
But
So we'll add for you guys.
Thanks, Eric. I'd like to begin by thanking everyone in our organization
I
who's
mean,
helped us
he's
throughout this
he's
process.
eyeball city, man.
I also want to recognize the highly qualified candidates who interviewed with us. Each did a great job, and we are thankful for the time they took to meet with us.
Let's
At the end of our interview process, Adam really stood out as the best fit for the New York Jets. His thorough understanding. I just want to start off thanking Christopher Johnson, Mike McCagnon,
Is
the
there?
rest of the Jets
What is-
organization.
Yeah,
This
look
dude
at-
on
look at
coke.
his
A
eyes,
process
man.
for you guys. A lot of
My man had
candidates,
Few bumps before this meeting.
tireless nights. I know we had a couple late night FaceTime
What's
sessions.
wrong with this dude?
Which is always fun
Yeah,
when you kind of think it might
I
be
don't
the
know,
call.
man.
and
This was wild.
it's not.
I remember when it was ESPN.
So-
You know who
That
this dude is?
was a
He's the
good
old boy
start.
from Men in Black.
it was
The
a-
The
like,
sugar
I
water
really
dude.
wanted
The
to
sugar water dude.
days. I know my family was
He's gonna be like,
eager for me to get out of the house for sure.
Oh
I'd like
man,
to thank my wife.
Yeah.
this
Jennifer,
is him.
my three
This
kids.
is that dude.
I don't know.
I
His
know
eyes
it's
are
been
wild.
a tough road for him the last couple days, just trying to figure out where we're going to be.
That's all I'm gonna
And
be
I
able to think
appreciate them
about.
sticking with me.
He needs a sponsor.
I'm excited
man,
to get
'cause he's
going.
been on something.
I know it's
Without a
it's
doubt.
ways away.
Either
before
way,
we get players in here, but
Cut it.
You can
Cut it
figure
all.
it out.
Cut
Can't
it
take
out.
no more.
But
Weird me
it's
out.
just the Jets have never made a good decision in a long time.
No.
But if I'm taking a division winner in that division right away, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say probably the Pats. And I say this because that's
yeah.
with a way
well,
No, I'm taking him. I'm taking him.
Wig might be onto something here. Wig, in case you guys may not be able to see it, but Wig's over here circling the Bills.
The Bills were good last year. Josh
Here's-
Allen's legit.
Here's my problem with the Pats. They've done all this free agency work, right? And they're still not done yet. I'm sure there's going to be some other names flying to the Patriots, but none of which will be quarterbacks. So Cam Newton, he's got a 1-year deal, right? 1 more year with
They
him.
gave him a 2-year deal.
2-year deal. Doesn't matter. So the issue with Cam Newton is when he's bad, he is god awful. Might as well be on the bench.
But
Bad.
when has he been good though? What has he had? What is the main thing that he had when he was good?
What do you mean? Like a Super Bowl?
No.
What?
When
he made it
was
to the Super Bowl,
good,
but I mean, when he's good, he's good. When he's good, he's strong. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. He's
Right.
he's precise.
But when he is good, what position did he have that he loved to throw to?
He had good receivers, man.
Nope.
No, good running back. I don't know
Nope.
what. A
Good tight ends.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that.
And
but
guess
still,
what he's got in 2 of them?
I have a hard time trusting him because for the last 2 years, solid or 3? Last 2 years?
2.
Last 2 years, it's been a bit dicey.
Well, the last season, and I'm not apologizing for him. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Right.
But the last season he was in Carolina, he had a shoulder injury.
Mhm.
And then this past season, literally, they had no one.
Right.
No one.
But towards before the last season with Carolina, he was falling off, wasn't he?
That's what I'm saying. He was falling off because of his shoulder surgery.
Right.
Like he needed shoulder surgery, but he refused to step away from the team till he could not do it anymore.
Right.
Till they were out of contention.
If Cam Newton doesn't do anything this following season, it's over.
It's over.
He's done. Belichick doesn't give a
he's-
shit what you got left on your contract. He's not sticking around with anybody that can't get the job done.
Right. And he's already stated that he will not be a backup for any team.
Well,
And
there
he's
you
got
have
that
it.
alpha mentality, and I get it. But either way,
Humble yourself.
that's who I'm
dog.
riding with.
Humble yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you got to be the best of the best to be in the
So
NFL.
you're taking the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, absolutely.
Buffalo Bills, Patriots.
Buffalo Bills will be deep in the playoffs again.
These are the way too early pick'ems for next season.
Yeah.
All right, let's move down to AFC North. The Baltimore Ravens really haven't done much. They re-signed some players, and they agreed to a 3-year deal with Kevin Zeitler, $22 million and $16 million fully guaranteed. And they got a
Derek
trade
Wolf.
with Justin Oliver from the Jaguars,
Yeah.
who I don't really know much about.
He's
Not good, not great.
But I mean, I don't. So you started to watch a decline
I
in
wouldn't say-
Lamar Jackson.
no, stop.
Well, not a decline in his game, but more of a pickup in defenses being able to tell.
Yeah, they saw that
And
he can't throw.
I think you're going
inside
to
the
see
numbers.
more of that this next season, which is going
Mm.
to further expose the whole offense.
We'll see.
Because, well, I mean, their running back situation's still decent without Mark Ingram.
J.K. Dobbins.
He didn't do shit there anyways. Their receiver situation's not terrible either.
Malcolm Brown's good.
But when defense, this is what happens with any run-heavy quarterback.
Or
Now,
yeah.
as arm-wise, he's one of the best to do it that can
throw it deep.
throw it deep on the run
Or
and
the
still
outside.
right. But
In the numbers between the hashes.
now it took
that is his
it took a
thing.
couple years, but the defenses are starting to pick up on it, and that's always been a wrap for everybody.
Well, he's not very good at reading defenses.
No,
That's what
and
it
if
is.
you can't
between the
stay-
hashes, it can't read.
Right.
But we'll see. The
You
Bengals
can't survive forever like that.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you're probably not wrong. The Bengals really haven't done much except they re-signed a few players. They got, let's see, Mike Hilton from the Steelers, who is a good corner,
That's tough.
as
We don't
you
got to
would-
talk about that.
you would know. $8 million in the first year. They re-signed Awuzie. I'm sorry, they didn't re-sign him. They signed him. $21 million. So they got 2 cornerbacks that they needed heavily.
Woosie is good.
Trey Hendrickson deal, I don't know. That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
But they needed the edge presence.
I mean, he's good, but golly,
But the big thing that they're missing, and the one thing that everybody's asking, where the fuck is the O-line help?
it's never been there. I mean, ever since what's his name went to the Rams from them,
Whitworth.
they really haven't had much of an offensive line, and it doesn't matter all the weapons in the world. You can have AJ Green, you can keep AJ Green, you can have decent running backs because they're not hurting in the running back position. If you don't have an O-line to protect anybody or to get a playoff,
He's not gonna do anything.
now you have a quarterback that could be one of the top quarterbacks in the league who didn't make it but a few games this season because you don't have an O-line.
Right.
And I think he's great.
Right.
And I think he's
I
going to
think he
be
is-
great
He can be great
if he
if
goes to
he's
another team. But
Right.
if he stays there,
Right. Yeah,
it's
I mean,
not
it's
a
tough.
bright future.
The Browns, they signed John Johnson from the Rams for a $33 million deal, $24 million guaranteed. Hell of a safety. Actually got him on the cheap. I thought he would go for more.
But like you were saying, the Browns didn't really need to do.
They needed an outside edge presence, and they got that in Tat McKinley. He was a
Yep.
former first rounder, but he has had problems
Right.
since leaving Atlanta and then going to the Raiders last year and then not doing much after that.
Right. And I mean, they were super competitive last year. I mean, in the playoffs, blah, 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 all that stuff like that. But they still stand to be just as good as they were last year.
Yeah, I mean they could possibly trade OBJ. That has been talked about. We don't know.
Right.
He's coming off an ACL. I don't know how well he'll do. I'm sure he'll be fine, but they did really well without him. So I can see where the draw is
Here's
and
the
possibly
thing.
trading him.
And this I've talked to you about this. I've never understood. I understand the hype behind OBJ because he creates it for himself. He's Showtime.
Yeah.
Well, he's not.
I see
He's
what you're
not.
saying.
Sorry, he's not
I know.
prime time. He's Showtime. But when it comes to his playability, is he worth everything that everybody's paid him? On the Jets or the Browns?
He's had. You mean the Giants and the Browns?
Or, I mean, yeah, the Jets, the Giants, and the Browns.
He's had multiple 1,000-yard receiving years. I
Right.
think he's the fastest to whatever amount he's at now, and that's with an ACL tear. The dude's
Yeah.
good, man.
Yeah.
It's not just one catch. A lot of people like to hate on him because he had a bad season here or there.
Right.
He's had some injuries, but he's still good. He's still an elite number one guy.
Yeah.
The kind of the problem is also you don't know what you get with Mayfield. I mean, that's a hit or miss type thing.
That's true.
But we'll see.
It's
coming into the
always weird.
season.
I don't know. It's always weird watching him play.
Pittsburgh really hasn't signed much.
Nah.
Nobody. They haven't signed much. They've re-signed some people, but they've let go a lot.
Oh God, I've never seen so many people leave the defense at once in like all my years of I've only been a Steelers fan, but it's just
He means
a
33
lot
years.
of a lot of big names that was unnecessary. And it's just, I still have faith in whatever they're doing, obviously, because the Steelers have never been a terrible team. They've always been one of the more competitive teams in the league, especially in our division. I mean, I'm not that concerned, but I mean, to lose some of the players that we lost now. Okay, so Vinny Will, outside linebacker, bye dog. I mean, it was coming to an end anyway. You're getting old, you're getting slow. You cannot guard anybody in the flats to save your life.
Right.
It was over with anyways. I'm not that hurt about that. Now, to lose Bud Dupree, that was probably the toughest.
Young talent, very good.
Because he's been good since his first year out of Kentucky to last year, even up until when he got hurt. Still top linebacker, one of the top linebackers. Now, I'm not saying he's the best, but I mean, that was a tough one to watch him go. They weren't going to pay him the money that he was worth. Tennessee did. So I'm happy for him there. But I mean, you got Bush coming back. Bush is amazing. He's a monster.
What about
amazing middle linebacker.
Your boy Juju. How you feel about that one?
I'm not that upset about that either. I mean,
Chase.
because you got Chase Claypool, who I think stands to over time. I think you're gonna see Chase Claypool as a better receiver.
I think he's a one.
He's for sure,
Juju
without a
is
doubt.
not.
Juju is not a number one receiver.
Nope.
He just doesn't have that. He's not. I know he had those 2 years. Well, he started with when we still had AB, and then the following year he was decent. But
that was his one season where he broke out.
right, that was it. And then, I don't know. I
don't think he's had a 100-yard game since Antonio left.
He hasn't. And I mean that's all right. I mean, he's still a good receiver, but you can't if he's not a number one, he's just not a number one. But Claypool has the size. Claypool's a big boy. Mapletron, as they call him, which I absolutely love. You know what I mean? But he has the size, he has the hands, he's fast for a bigger dude. So I think they have a good mix there with the receivers, even without Juju. I wouldn't be that upset to see him go because, unfortunately, the Steelers spent entirely too much money on re-signing Ben Roethlisberger. So
yeah. So who do you got winning the division?
the Steelers.
I'll take the Browns.
Wow, that's
All
a
right.
mistake.
AFC South, the Texans have signed a lot of not great players.
It's looking ugly for
They
them,
got
too.
Mark Ingram on a $3 million deal. I get this signing. He's a veteran presence.
Yeah,
He's a guy. He's a locker room guy.
he's
I get
at the
that.
tail end.
They signed Tyrod Taylor to a $5.5 million deal, 2.5 guaranteed. Why? Because they know they got to sign. They got to trade their boy.
You got to do something.
They got Shaq Lawson in a trade from the. They got him from the Dolphins.
Which
Not a
he's-
bad little pickup.
No, Shaq Lawson's decent.
There's not much else notable. A
Who
lot of
signed-
small deals.
Speaking of the Dolphins, Kiko Alonso is an older guy in the league, right? He's a pretty old dude.
I don't even know where he's at now.
He's the
He-
49ers.
Hey,
Kiko's with the 49ers. That dude's
nah,
he's
yeah,
not going
with
to be
the-
your
he's
top
with the Niners.
your top. I mean, what, he's only 30? So I mean, he's got some years left, but he did his thing. You can get rid of that. He did his thing when he was in with the
Buffalo.
Dolphins for a while.
Buffalo. He was top
Yeah,
notch.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
So the Colts really haven't done much besides trade for Carson Wentz, and
The
then
Colts
they
were-
re-signed Marlon Mack today for a $2 million deal, which is not a bad deal. He's coming off of Achilles, so we'll see what happens
They
there.
missed some. The Colts were
They're prime.
good last year, and they just barely.
Jonathan Taylor's
Mi-
going to be a number one guy.
Oh, for sure.
Huge.
They missed
huge
some
year.
games last year that they should have won, but I think if I don't have a lot of faith in Carson Wentz, but if
I
a
do.
healthy Carson Wentz
I
and a
do.
different offense, I think you stand to see an even better Colts this year.
Him and Frank Reich back together. It was the year that Carson Wentz fucking went ham and
Yeah.
was an MVP season until the Rams fucking tore his ACL.
I think that's probably why they took.
So let's move on to the Jaguars. They signed Carlos Hyde. Stop scrolling.
Whole
Go back up,
list.
please. They got Jamal Agnew, Philip Dorsett, Marvin Jones, Cam Robinson, Tyler Shatley, DeJuan Smoot, Tyson Alelu, whatever, Jihad
Alulu.
Ward, Malcolm Brown, Roy Robertson Harris, a bunch of guys. Just a bunch of
Alulu
guys.
was one of those, another defender from the Steelers.
Oh, okay. Rayshawn Jenkins was signed to a 4-year, $35 million contract.
Which is
Big. That's a big contract.
that's big old money. For
They
him.
haven't really signed any big names, but they got some good
think-
ones. Oh, I'm sorry, Shaquille Griffin is a big one.
Yeah, that's true.
$44 million deal, 29 up front.
These cornerbacks are
They're making money, man. It's a
some monster
position they need it.
contracts. Yeah.
I'm still. I mean, yeah, they got a new coach and Urban Meyer.
New coach.
We'll
they're
see.
about to have the number one quarterback of the draft.
Maybe
I don't.
they may
see
go
going
crazy
anywhere
and
else.
draft Justin Fields.
You think?
I'm
I'm
just saying they could. It's
They
his boy.
could, but I don't think they will.
Did he recruit?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah,
I think
don't
he
know.
did. That would have been his first recruit, though. His first
He
recruiting
was
class?
technically. He came over from Georgia. He did not.
Oh,
recruit.
okay.
Anyways, we'll go to the Titans.
Titans.
Titans signed your boy Bud Dupree from
Yeah.
like you said, $85 million deal, $35 million guaranteed. A slight one that went under the radar and that a lot of people don't give credit for, but Janoris Jenkins is really good.
He is.
They cut Adoree Jackson today, and they kind of
what do you
need
think
a
about the two tight ends they got?
Anthony Fisker
Mhm.
and Jeff Swain.
G off
that's
Swain.
Just a fucking douchebag way to spell it, but it's Jeff. And sorry for your parents for spelling it that way.
Yeah. I'm
There's
not
some good
sorry.
signings. They need some work. They need to replace the 2 pass catchers they lost, and
Yeah.
I mean they've lost probably about 200 catches from Jonnu and the other receiver. That's off the top of my head. I
Brown?
can't remember. No, he
No?
went to the Jets. Anyways,
Yep.
both of them I think accumulated around 200 catches last year.
I
Just
mean-
go back down. We don't need to go up. We don't need to go back. We'll go up. I think that was the last. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
So,
last one.
who do you have winning the AFC South next year?
Probably the Titans.
I will go with the Colts.
Ooh, here we are again, betting against Derrick Henry.
Nah, dog. I
Cautionary
love,
tale for you.
but I mean, dude, they're not built defensively. Like
I will give you that.
I
That
rode
was
them
their
hard
issue.
last year.
That was
man.
their issue last year.
I wanted them to win so fucking badly because I thought that their defense would pick it up, and they never
didn't.
did.
They just kept getting worse. And
As
that
a
was
defensive coach, I thought that they would pick it up, but they didn't.
King Henry can't do it all.
That's true. He cannot run another 2,000 yards, I don't think. It's just going to be tough, man. That's a lot of load. That's a lot of work, especially if they don't get some pass catchers. It's going to be all on him. They're going to be a lot of 8 men in the box.
Right.
It ain't going to happen.
That's true.
We'll go to AFC West. The Broncos really haven't signed anyone besides Ronald Darby. Shelby Harris is a good sign. He stays there, but nothing really stand out. So let's move on down to the Chiefs. Kyle Long, who came out of retirement, brother of Chris Long, son of Howie Long.
Mm-hmm.
He came out of retirement. He was great when he was with the Bears. He missed a lot of games.
Classic football family.
I think it's a huge signing. They needed a guard, and they got one.
Right in the league, he was pretty good. Because where he went to Kyle Long?
Kyle was on the Bears, and then he just retired.
Which one went to the? Was it the other one that
Chris
went to the Dolphins?
No,
I thought one of them was the Dolphins.
Nah, dog.
My bad.
You're thinking of Long that. No, not even related.
Whoops.
Michigan Long. Anyways, Joe Thuney signs a 5-year, $80 million contract, 32 up front. I think that Kyle Long deal was only $5 million, which is crazy. They got him on a steal. Taco Charlton resigns with the Chiefs. So we'll move on. Let's go to the Raiders.
The name. That dude's pretty good.
Yeah. John Brown signs with the Raiders.
The Raiders are...
They're a mess. They're a goddamn mess. I don't know what Chucky's doing over there. But he's fucking cutting everybody out, man. Anybody on that offensive line, they're fucking gone, dog. I mean, so they cut Richie Incognito and Denzel Good, and then they re-signed him. Like, hey, fuck you, you're out of here. And then the rest of you guys, you're out of here too. And then I think they just, breaking news, traded their center to the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they cut him, but they said they did, and then they didn't, and then they traded him.
Right.
Ngakoue is a great signing. He's a 2-year, $26 million, which is very low. I thought it'd be more. But other than that, man, they haven't really done much. They're still riding and dying with Carr. I
don't know why.
They're gonna die with him.
Well, yeah. I'd be interested to see if they pick up a...
Mariota.
That's true.
I like Mariota, man. I think he got a broad deal in Tennessee.
Well, yeah. I mean, he got his ass beat in Tennessee.
Well, that and Tannehill came in and just lit it the fuck up.
Right.
So I can't fault them for going that direction.
Right.
The Chargers just re-signed a couple players, and then they signed Corey Linsley. $62 million deal, 26 up front. That's a pretty good signing. Protect your quarterback. The Bengals could learn from it, but apparently they haven't.
They probably won't.
Who you taking in the AFC West?
Scroll up. Wig. Kansas City.
I agree. Kansas City. Even with a depleted line.
I don't think the Kansas City makes it back to the Super Bowl, though.
No. I think they're going to get caught by somebody.
I see them probably going about 14-3, maybe 13-4.
There's an extra added game this year, I believe. I think we're going to the 17 games.
17.
Either way, NFC East, Dak Prescott gets paid. $160 million deal over 4 years.
Proud of him.
126 up front. We all knew that.
I mean,
he finally deserved. He finally got it. He deserved it for a while, but Jerry was.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to be quicker than that. Type shit. And then he breaks his ankle. Thanks, Jerry.
Right.
Thanks,
well, but
Uncle
I mean,
Jerry.
If they don't do something about their offensive line situation, just like as many other teams, I know they have a couple guys, but I mean, Dak was leading the league in a lot of numbers when he got hurt last year. And
I think he led the league in passing for like 3 weeks after he was hurt.
Yep. And Dak is a good talent. He's a good quarterback, and I think he's still going to be good. I don't think he was worth the money he was asking before he got hurt. Don't get me wrong, but
I think he's worth the money he got.
Yeah, I'm happy to see him get paid because I
I think he is.
But I think he was wanting like a Mahomes contract where they
No,
give you
he
the
wanted
keys to the city and the Kansas City Royals.
He only wanted a 4-year deal, and they wanted a 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then it moved down to the next year where he wanted a 5-year deal and they wanted a 4. So they were just
Oh,
basically
God.
playing bullshit chicken
Right.
between
Sounds like
each
Jerry
other.
Jones to
And
me.
finally, Jerry,
Jerry the traitor.
he had to fucking eat it and sign him. Other than that, they really didn't sign anybody else. They, basically kept a lot of guys. No big signings. Saw Ezekiel Elliott was working out finally.
Was he?
Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
a surprise.
Yeah, he's not.
He's
fucking
not looking
eating
healthy?
Cocoa Crisp. He's actually looking
Pretty
decent.
good.
Yeah.
Like college Zeke.
I
don't think
mean,
he'll
his
ever
shirt
be
wasn't
college
off,
Zeke.
so I couldn't tell if he had
Listen,
to,
he ain't never gonna be college Zeke.
I doubt it. No, but if he
What
does,
does his face look like?
I mean, he had that big ass beard, dog. I can't tell.
Puffy.
No, you can't tell like the jowls.
He is a Jerome Bettis.
Not that big, but he's getting there if he keeps it up. The Giants have re-signed Leonard Williams to a huge, massive $63 million deal, 45 and fully guaranteed.
John Ross.
Yeah, John Ross is a nice little pickup. He can
For
mesh
cheap.
well.
Saquon will be back.
The Eagles literally have done nothing.
Well,
And they can't.
They're not. Well, like you said, they can't do. They don't have any money to do anything. But they're not. I mean,
They're paying Carson Wentz to be in Indianapolis on a vacation for the rest of his life.
they're looking to be pretty bad.
Yeah, I think they're definitely
They're going to be one of
the cellar dweller.
Mm-hmm.
The Washington football team, which probably next week will have a name. Who knows?
Washington.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, old Fitzmagic, who thought he was going to retire, signs a 1-year deal, $10 million, max value of 12.
He's still got some left in the tank.
Oh, he
man.
wants to. He's got a chance to be the starter. Let him
It's
be the
so
starter.
interesting to watch him play because, like, you see him come out here and fill in, like when he comes in for Tua or even whoever before that, whatever, and he's just blazing.
Right.
I mean, I guess you could say that he throws a lot of bad balls, but he also throws some really good balls.
When he's on fire, he's on fire. When he's bad, he's really bad.
The sky's falling.
Yeah. They signed Lamar Miller from the Texans, coming off of an injury. Curtis Samuel signs a 3-year, $34 million deal. That's a lot of money for Curtis Samuel. He's a two-way guy where he can rush and receive.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. His season wasn't last year? His season wasn't.
It was an 800 season, I believe.
Yeah.
William Jackson III from the Bengals has signed with the WFT.
Another monster cornerback.
Yeah, he got
contract,
$40
man.
million, 26 guaranteed with a max value of $42 million if he gets incentives.
Somebody's got to stop these receivers.
I'm gonna take.
This is an easy one.
I'm gonna go Cowboys.
I'm gonna go with the Indians. Cowboys versus Indians, dog.
Oh, you taking the football team?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I'm taking the Redskins.
Okay. We'll move on down to the NFC North. Yeah, up to the NFC North. The Chicago Bears, who thought they had their man in Russell Wilson. Everybody thought he was going.
But what happened to Trubisky? Is he going to be on the bench as a backup?
Trubisky sucks, dude.
In a simple offense, he does not do too bad. Now, I'm not saying that the Bears are great with Trubisky, but
In a simple offense, he's simple Jack. I mean, let's be honest, man. He's
simple
not good.
Jack, huh?
In his head movies, they just didn't play out.
Yeah.
They signed Andy Dalton in lieu of fucking losing Russell Wilson deal. Apparently, the rumor was that it was 3 first, 2 active players, and a third. One of the active players rumored to be Mac.
Mac, man. He's the entire linebacking core on his own.
Didn't they give up 2 first to get him? I believe they did.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember laughing at that deal, but then who's laughing now?
Well, right. That's I feel like that's a lot for Russell Wilson, but at the same time, is it? I mean,
3 first? That's
3
a
first
lot. That's a lot, man.
and plus 2 starters.
And a third.
That's too much for Russell Wilson.
I agree. I mean, Russell Wilson's on his last.
He's on his last man. This is his
last
last chance to get a
contract.
big contract. That's it.
Well,
And
he's on his last contract, I think. I
You
don't
think
think he's
so?
getting a bigger one.
no.
He may get extended.
Yeah. Well, right. Okay.
Allen Robinson stays in purgatory with the Chicago Bears as well.
Waste of a good receiver.
Yeah, great receiver. Probably be a top 5 guy if you had a quarterback.
I would agree with that.
We'll see
Andy
what-
Dalton. Listen here.
Look,
Here's
Red
the
Rocket has
Andy
the tools.
Dalton is not a terrible quarterback. He suffered at the hands of bad coaching for years and a wishy-washy offensive line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he had one of the best tackles in the game, but the rest of the line wasn't great.
Right. Now, a lot of people are like, well, he's not clutch. He makes terrible decisions under pressure, all stuff like that. But I'm not going to disagree with all that. But at the same time, I mean, you saw he stepped in
Right.
and started firing off for the Cowboys.
Right. Yeah.
Now that he's with the Bears and has time to work on that offense and get coached up and learn the playbook and everything else like that, he's a veteran quarterback. I think he'll do better than Trubisky.
Yeah. No other really notable signings. Maybe Mario Edwards, but that's not a huge signing.
Because I think a lot of Andy Dalton connection with AJ Green and with the Bengals, you're going to see some of that same thing.
Well, Allen Robinson's going to make him look really good. That's for sure. They just need some line help. They've got some issues as well. The Detroit Lions have basically acquired Jared Goff and 2 first-rounders.
A lot of debt.
And a lot of after this year, a lot of debt. Jamal Williams. They also just received Michael Brockers in a trade from my Rams in exchange for a 2023 7th round pick. So we basically gave him to him for a cap casualty. Apparently, the rumor was we asked him to structure his contract differently, and he said no, and we said, have fun in Detroit, bitch. So that's how
That's
went
what
down.
I've done. He ain't good.
I was there.
Yeah, I was
Green Bay
there for
Packers
it.
re-signed their man Aaron Jones for 4 years, $48 million.
Monster.
Obviously, that's a great signing. If they let him walk,
It would have been a
I would've-
mistake.
I can understand then where Aaron Rodgers bitches and complains.
Because I told you I got excited when I heard he was a free agent.
Right. The Vikings haven't really signed too many big names. Really nobody. They re-signed a couple, and then they signed Patrick Peterson. Oh, this is new. Just came out. Patrick Peterson signed a 1-year deal for $10 million. I know he's old, and he'll probably get moved to be playing safety,
Yeah.
which is a good deal for him. I mean, it gives
I
him
would agree
some
with
extra
that.
years. He's still athletic as fuck, man. He's good, but
Yeah.
I mean, I get, it's a 1-year deal, and it's a prove it deal. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with him. It'll be interesting.
I don't see anything overly impressive while I'm looking at their
No, they didn't. They've re-signed a lot, but nothing major.
I
NFC
see
North.
Green
I'm
Bay.
stumped. Green Bay. That's easy.
That's an easy one.
NFC South. Atlanta Falcons signed one player, Lee Smith, by a trade.
Oh,
I'm sorry, didn't sign, but they acquired him by trade for a late round 2022 draft pick. It's undisclosed what round, but still.
I don't see much out of the Falcons.
Yeah. Matty Ice is kind of aged. I believe Gurley's out of there. He's a free agent.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's a free agent. I wouldn't want him. But
No. Maybe he's a secondary back.
yeah, he's a secondary guy. The Panthers really haven't signed a lot. Pat Elflein, he agreed to an $11 million deal.
They needed those
And
linemen.
nothing major. I mean,
Perriman.
Perriman's decent, but he's not great. Saints, Jameis Winston resigns for a $5.5 million deal.
You're looking at a heap of a team.
I don't know, man. This
Very-
division's weird. Hill getting signed that big deal, but that's all smoke and mirrors because those years after him are different. They're voidable. They can be cut. And then you got the Patriots who re-signed everybody. Didn't let anybody walk except maybe like one or two. Jason Pierre-Paul is still
The
out there.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, can you scroll down, Will? But Jason Pierre-Paul is still a free agent, but that's rumored that he's coming back no matter what.
Right.
I'm taking Buccaneers.
Scroll up. A little bit more.
I'm taking
A
Buccaneers.
little more. No. Yeah, I'm going to have to ride with that.
I
I don't see them deep in the playoffs again, but they'll be the top of the division.
Right. let's go to the NFC West.
You're looking at the top of their division right now.
The Cardinals have signed A.J. Green. They re-signed Kelvin Beachum, Rodney Hudson in a trade from the Raiders. Like I said earlier, J.J. Watt has went there on a $31 million deal, 23 guaranteed. Tanner Vallejo, Robert Alford, Andy Lee has all re-signed. Matt Prater has signed.
Hashtag free my man AJ Green.
But they also lose Patrick Peterson. We'll see. I mean, there's just some great signings.
AJ is out of Cincinnati jail. Released off of 2 years for good behavior.
The ankle's still probably going to have a monitor on it.
You are looking at
blow up again.
I mean, they got good backs.
Yeah.
They have Hopkins, who can stretch multiple football fields.
Is Kenyon Drake a free
Kenyon
agent?
Drake is still there, I think.
Look that up real quick.
So,
and,
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray's a budding superstar.
I'm not a huge fan. He is good.
Possibly.
He's looking at getting hurt if he doesn't protect himself because he is a tiny guy.
He's too small. He can't get hurt.
You say he's too small to get hurt?
Yeah. No guy can get a really good clean hit on him. Yeah, he's a free agent. Kenyon Drake is not there. So,
still,
I mean, that's a big loss.
Chase Edmonds is good though. Chase Edmonds is good, and they could pick up a decent back in the draft in the tail end of the first round, into the second round or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, two great receivers in Hopkins and AJ Green. AJ Green, I think, has another 2 to 3 years left of really good football playing. I don't give a shit about Fitzgerald. He's grandpa. He's done. He's just there to hang out and to be a veteran to coach up younger guys.
Fair.
The defense needs a little juice.
Yeah.
But they got J.J. Watt. So,
over under, when's he getting hurt? Week 10, 11, 12?
Over under. That's
anyways,
that's messed up.
All right, we'll move it down to the
I actually
Rams.
just bought some J.J. Watt shoes before this episode. So,
I mean, I love the dude, but he always gets hurt. He's too big.
Yeah, you're not right.
The Rams, obviously, they traded for Matthew Stafford, and they re-signed Leonard Floyd. Great signing, $64 million deal.
It seems like Stafford has been in the league for at least 20 years.
He's one of those guys that came in
old is
early. He's like in his 30s. I think he's.
He still has a few decent years.
He's probably got 5 years, good, solid.
You think he's got 5 years of solid football?
33. Yeah. I think he can make it 37.
How much is
38.
it? So, what's his contract look like with the Rams starting out?
Well, he gets paid that year
from Detroit,
and then they jump. I think the deal is not as high, but decently high.
Like he wouldn't get paid what Goff stood to make if he stayed with the Rams, or off of his original contract.
No, he makes the same amount. The contract jumps over, but this year, I think gets in Detroit, and then
Goff
I got is in LA, so they just swap.
I think. Let's see here, $43 million contract with the Rams.
Right.
I mean,
so not terrible.
Stafford is he's a good quarterback, but again, you're suffering in jail with another team that couldn't protect him.
You're telling me Whitworth can't protect him?
No, I'm talking about when he was with Detroit.
Oh yeah, no.
Detroit was just
that video you sent me today where he gets fucking nailed, and I mean that's all day long in Detroit.
Right.
Have fun, Jared. We'll move on to the San Francisco 49ers. They re-signed Kyle Juszczyk. No, I'm just kidding. They re-signed him. He's good, but he's a fullback in a dying position.
Sherman's a free agent.
Yes, he is, and he hasn't signed. Trent Williams gets a huge, massive $138 million deal.
That's
$30 million
that's
signing bonus,
biggest.
$55 million in fully guaranteed money. I mean, he's a great offensive tackle.
For an offensive tackle, I want to say that's a record-breaking contract.
Alex Mack gets a sign. They've re-signed a lot of guys.
Emmanuel Mosley.
They poached Samson and Bacham off of us. $12 million is a lot, though, for a special teamer outside linebacker.
I think somebody will. So, what do you think? You think somebody will sign Sherman? I think somebody will sign him. I think somebody is going to get him for cheap.
I mean, he's a good. He
still has
corner.
a few. I think he's a good cornerback. He got hurt last year. He didn't play the majority of that season, I don't think. I mean, so again, you're coming off. I mean, yeah, obviously rehabbing from an injury, but you're coming off a lot of time of rest, which is important in football. I think I think a team's not going to have to pay too much for him, but which will make him work harder his first year with a new team. He stands to get another decent contract.
Right.
He's not going to make $40 million again, but
I can see a 10. I can
Yeah.
see an 8, somewhere in there. Seahawks get Gerald Everett.
the
Seahawks. That's actually a decent signing.
There's so
They
much.
poached him
It's
off
like
of
a
us.
soap opera up in Seattle.
Other than that,
You're talking drama.
they haven't got anything. And who knows what's going on with Russell Wilson and that deal. We'll see. I'm taking my Rams.
I don't think. I think we're gonna go with the Cardinals.
Okay, that's fine.
Because
don't
here's
believe
my
you.
issue. I
don't believe you.
I don't believe you. Here's my issue. So you have Seattle, who's decently competitive. Chris Carson is a free agent, isn't he?
Yes.
So
and
Chris Carson's a free
apparently
agent.
he is going or has been talking to the Patriots.
Right. So you don't have Carlos Hyde. You don't have Chris Carson now. So you need a running back. Your receivers are only decent or good. Don't get me wrong. DK is a great receiver, but DK is only as good as his quarterback.
Potential landing spot, your boys.
Yeah. I don't think it'll happen.
You guys are over the cap.
Right.
By like
Because
a lot.
of Ben Roethlisberger. I don't want to talk about it.
How much
but
is he getting paid?
It is a huge. Look up that contract. It's massive. It's like
Can't be
40-some
just
million
that.
for 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Huh. He
How
must be
much?
getting paid.
How many millions would you say that's too much?
How much? 2021 signing bonus minimum. Can you scroll out a little bit or zoom out? Yeah, he's not. I don't know who's getting paid there, but somehow you guys are over $30 million deal. Go to Sports Track and go to Pittsburgh Steelers.
So I just don't. Again, so you're in a running back situation. They're
Yeah,
not
there we
necessarily hurting for receivers, but if Russell doesn't want to be there, you're going to get a lackluster, shitty performance out of him. I mean, he's not.
He's only making $14 million.
But it was a 2-year deal. So what's the?
Go to Cap Tracker. You could, yeah. It just seems to me.
I want to say it was like 30-some million, 36 or something like that.
Let's see who's getting
For
paid
2
the most.
years.
Ben Roethlisberger. Go to the cap hit the most. Okay, so they already got him in order. Joe Hayden's getting $15 million.
Yeah. Pay the
Stephon
man.
Tuitt. Yeah, Joe Hayden's old as shit though.
Pay the man. Still
Fuck
working.
that. TJ Watt's getting paid.
Of course. As he should be. Best
Yeah, I
defender
agree.
of the league
Eric
last year.
Ebron's getting quite a bit, which he's good. I mean,
TJ Watt robbed last year.
I don't know, man. They must be paying some other guys like
Does it only show you what he'll be getting next year?
it's just a cap hit in general for the year. Either way, I'm riding with my Rams. It's a ride or die season. I mean, we've given up a lot.
It'll be interesting though, seeing a new quarterback back there though.
Yes, it will.
I think
A
it'll be a lot
quarterback
better.
that is competent and knows where the sun rises and sets.
Yeah, that was a lot. that was probably one of the more entertaining.
Hey, Will, can you
That was
please
probably
go
one
on
of the more
YouTube
entertaining
and type in Jared Goff
Hard Knocks seasons.
Hard Knocks sunset.
You had guys thinking the Earth was flat, that dinosaurs didn't exist, and you had Jared Goff. You know, it's.
Do we know? I don't know if this is it. I don't know. I don't think so. This is not it, I don't think.
This is about to be a full episode.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's just kind of doofy.
Yeah, dude, he's always been a fucking doofball. He didn't know. So here's what essentially happened. They're on Hard Knocks. It's his rookie season. They're in a QB room, and they say, hey, Jared, which way does the sun set in the direction? And he looks perplexed by the question.
Like he got caught off guard.
Yeah, like he got asked a math equation to save the fucking Earth, like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting. And he's like, the East? Now, I don't know about you, but I hope you know, which way does the fucking sun set?
That's in the West, man. They were on the West Coast. I don't
Nah,
understand.
He was in. Yeah, they were in LA because that was the first year they were in LA. I don't.
You
get
learned
it.
this in like preschool.
Well, do you ever go outside?
That too.
Anyways, yeah, that's our way too early predictions for the NFL.
That's the type of issues that you're looking for out of Jared Goff.
Some other things that are happening. Usman and Masvidal have basically agreed to a term.
Yeah.
And they're fighting April 20-something. We have a couple other... Oh, that fight is also going to be filled with fans.
Yep.
And we also have... Let's see, the other fight in boxing.
The boxing, so you got
Anthony
Fury.
Joshua and Fury.
Yeah. And
That's
you
a
said that's
two-
a contract for 2 fights.
2 fights,
Yeah.
and it will be fought this year in June or July, and then November or December.
I think this will be fun, though.
That'll be fun.
I think boxing's slowly making a comeback with
Mm.
some big name boxers.
It's good to see heavyweights.
Yeah, right, exactly. I don't
Good to
know that it'll ever be back to the days of like Tyson and Holyfield, like the monsters of boxers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's many other sports that pay well.
Right. I don't think it'll ever be that big again, but it's fun to see some energy pumped back into it from some of these heavyweights and whatnot.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of all the hype like from the YouTube video guys doing the fighting and stuff, but I think the actual real boxers are where the entertainment's at.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of guys are going to UFC.
Right.
It's just a better sport.
Right.
And there's more eyes on it.
Which makes you feel like there should be more pay for those guys.
UFC, well, they're on
Yeah.
a contract deal because Dana's not stupid and has it sanctioned with a
Right.
name. So he's a smart man. He's making money off
True.
a lot of people.
True.
Other than
True
that,
that.
I don't really have anything else.
Nah,
Any
man.
looking forward to
One more
anything?
thing I want you to look up.
What's that?
How many yards did Derrick Henry have last year? Because you made a comment. You said he wasn't going to have 2,000 again.
I don't think he'll have a 2,000-yard season again. I don't. It'll be hard if they do not get another pass catcher and another one because they've lost 200 catches. He's not running 2,000 yards.
How many yards last year, Wig?
He had 2,027.
Oh. How many do you think you'll get? Over, under? Give me a number.
I'll say
No more than...
over 1,600.
You think he'll get over 1,600?
I think he'll get over 1,600.
What? So you don't think he'll hit 17?
I think it'll be 1,700 somewhere in there, but I'm not gonna say over 1,700.
So 1,800.
Over 1,600. It'll be just over 1,700. if he does.
$50.
I'm not putting money. That's way too early. I don't know who the fuck they're gonna draft,
bruh.
and I don't know who they're gonna trade.
Derrick Henry,
Bro,
We've
if
been
I could
through
ride or
this.
die, all right. If I could ride or die, let me keep him in the fucking.
We've not
pool.
happening.
Yeah, exactly. So
We've
shut the
been
fuck
through
up.
this.
Anyways, that's all for this week. We're gonna shut it down.
Yikes.
Good luck. Have fun. Enjoy your March Madness brackets. Hopefully you don't get fucking
That's a
busted in one
huge
weekend.
pool.
But we'll see. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. Thank you for more feedback. We appreciate it. Like always, thank you for watching. And we look forward to asking more questions. We look forward we look forward to putting out more content for you guys and everything
keep
else.
sending
like
in
that.
the questions.
Yes, please.
And thank you to my loving girlfriend for letting me do this podcast, as always. So I said it last week, but it got cut off because Will cut it off too early. But either way, it's all good.
adorable.
I'm going to throw Will under the bus for that one. That's about it, man. That's all I got. Do you got anything else? Looking forward?
No,
Nothing?
man. I'm already excited for next week's podcast.
Keep dodging them bullets. Take it easy, everybody.
Peace.
Stones podcast.
Sticks and stones. Have you heard? Hell yeah, brother.
Thanks for listening.